a spin for Colin D.
They're still side by side. À devenir très intéressante, car oui, en plus de la tombée de la nuit, c'est la tombée de la pluie qui est arrivée et qui a surpris pas mal de pilotes, et on va le voir du coup. Alors en tête, la numéro 4, la Mercedes, qui part à la faute. Tout simplement, petit coup de raquette, contre-braquage, et alors là, énorme accrochage. Elle embarque avec une Porsche, la numéro 35, dans son accident, et c'est vrai pour les pilotes, car c'est une erreur qui est très vite arrivée. On le voit à des conditions très compliquées, forcément, on va voir l'état de la voiture, l'avant totalement détruit.
Et puis c'est Raffaele Marchiello qui a repris le volant et qui malheureusement part en tête à queue ici à Adenauer Forst. Il part en tête à queue, pas de problème visiblement en tout cas sur ce tête à queue, plus une erreur de pilotage, une rentrée un peu forte dans ce virage pour ensuite tirer tout droit de manière tout à fait inexplicable dans cette fameuse épingle à droite. Voiture immobilisée, pilote abattu tout simplement puisque c'est l'abandon de la numéro 9, la course tout simplement. La numéro 1 était en tête, la numéro 3 juste derrière, et hop, le petit coup de tête à queue qui fait plaisir de la part de Christopher Haas. Rien de grave là non plus, c'est le vibreur tout simplement quand on est monté dessus et qu'on réatterrit avec de la pluie, un petit peu d'aquaplaning, mais vous le voyez, hein, les conditions n'ont fait que s'empirer puisque eh bien, il pleuvait et c'était le drapeau rouge aux alentours de 23 h. Justement, on a fait rentrer toutes les voitures, la piste est devenue complètement impraticable.
Threatening clouds over the pit lane now, and the wind getting up as well, and also a few leaves being blown around. And not just the leaves being blown around either. One of the marshal's posts has lost its cover. One of the umbrellas down towards turn 11. The few cars still not with full headlights on. I expect they'll be going on shortly. Even a wipe from the 211 coming into the first corner. That's Dario Stanco, second in TCX. And the track does look wet now through Curva Grande. I can see the reflection of the lights. And it's almost like it's 7:30, 8 o'clock at night. It's got really dark really quickly. Proper rain on the far side of the circuit being dealt with by our leader in TCR, Pepe Oriola. ERC Bratislava have come in and it's pouring, absolutely tipping down, and the leader tiptoeing around the first chicane on slick tyres. It's Robert Renard. What's the lap times doing? 2:05 last time around for Renard. And I'm surprised you can see anything, because even with the wipers on the far side of the circuit, Pepe Oriola barely able to see anything as he heads to Ascari. Might as well brim-fill the car, stick a set of slicks on, stick a set of treaded tyres on, and get a driver in there who's got plenty of drive time left, because you don't want to butt up against the 2 hour mark. Lap times will be slower, fuel usage will be less, and you will get a huge amount of fuel in here. MP are out from 4th position. Giorgio Serna Giotto back in that car. 2. And now a deluge coming in from the north and east of the circuit. And code 60. Code 60 has been called. And I think this must be for track conditions. I'll check to make sure there's not anybody off the circuit at the moment. We have lightning in the area, and that means that non-essential personnel will have to clear exposed areas, and that includes our camera operators. Dubai all over again. It is tipping down at Monza, and this is in for a while. Definitely coming in for a while. Just waiting to see what the gap between first and second is, albeit under code 60 for the weather. Rain on the whole track, and lights on are the last two messages. Down at Ascari, I think Noah is building an arc at that point. The problem, of course, is the standing water. These cars don't run quite as low as a single-seater. Thank goodness we didn't have this in Formula Renault this morning. But even so, they run pretty close to the ground, and you get the issue with the GT3 cars in particular, where the underbody is effectively surfing bow wave, and then your wheels aren't on the ground. Can't even tell you where that camera was. I think that was Ascari. Looking back from the Rettifilio, I can't even see the turning point, never mind the start-finish line. That is extraordinary. Visibility down to zero. We might get a red flag here, just trailing this ahead. MP Racing. Now that's a bright green car, and I can't see that at all in the gloom. All kinds of detritus and leaf debris being blown across the circuit. Behind the 58, there is a couple of cars, including the 101s. Finally, a red flag. Here comes the 92 through the gloom. Fabi, can you show us that other shot that we had all of the leaves blowing across from that other camera? That was the Lesmo. If that's one of the reasons they've left Renger van der Zande out, and off has gone Pimo Durrani. Durrani's off. Whelen Engineering 31 Cadillac is off. It's raining on that part of the circuit. Now that might bring out a full course caution. I think if I was Renger van der Zande, I'd be in the pits right now. Yes, he has come into the pits, and Pimo's got the car rolling. I think it's the outside of turn 7, is it? And yeah, it's pouring. It's pouring at the bottom of turn 3. It's the bottom of turn 3. We've got another car off there as well. And it's absolutely pouring down. It's the bottom of turn 3, and van der Zande will go on to wet weather tyres here on his standard pit stop. And this
first, actually, no, we've got pretty much everyone into the pit lane. Now remember, we do not have an intermediate, so it's either wet or dry, and right now you're going to need those wet Michelins.
That has been played right into the hands of Wayne Taylor Racing. Ollie Jarvis has stayed out. Jarvis has stayed out. He's gone past the pits and stays out in awful conditions. The wiper is going. There's a huge amount of spray. Now, what I will say is hot, slick tyres still do give you some grip so long as there's no standing water. As Eve said, no intermediates, no cut slicks in IMSA competition. It's a slick or a wet weather treaded tyre. And Jarvis has pulled out a huge amount of gap between himself and Helio Castro Neves. Off. The Lamborghini is off. Is that a Lamborghini? That has gone off on the far side of turn 7. It is the survival of the fittest at the moment. Big slide for a Porsche in the spray. That's not stopping. Down towards turn 1. That's going off going off a very long way, and it will hit the wall. And that's going to be a full course yellow. That's not coming out of there. That was the leader in GT Le Mans, staying out on slicks. And Earl Bamber lost that roundabout halfway between the exit of the pits and the first corner. He was sideways for a very long way in the spray. I could just about pick out the headlights. And he's being joined by one of the MSR Acuras that's come in as well. And that's Alvaro Parent who's gone in, and we've got a full course caution. Lap on the field here.
The curious thing is Jarvis stayed out.
I cannot understand that at all, Jeremy.
No, that's...
Bamber lost that a mile back. A mile back. He hasn't done too much damage. He just got no grip. Back the lead of the race while van der Zande was in the pits. Okay.
And John, with the full course caution coming out, he could not bring that number 77 car into the pits.
He can't bring it in now.
Being closed.
Correct. Can't bring it in now. So van der Zande is going to get the lead of the race because he won't need to stop. He certainly won't need for tyres, but every AMR safety team. Oh, the leader in P2's been off as well. Well, that's extraordinary. Trummer's had an off as well. He still leads, and Hanley in second.
Two of the 4 class leaders have been off and had accidents. Another one hasn't.
And he's gone off again.
To make a pit lane.
Trummer's gone off again under the safety car at turn 5. He just couldn't get the car turned in.
Well,
he's got damage to the left front. I kid you not. Another banner picked up by the number 52 LMP2 leader, which is nice because it's kind of being used as a snowplow. to clear some of the water off the pits at the moment. Never has a WeatherTech banner been more appropriate.
Again, yes, okay. Yes,
Yeah.
he did, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right, because he'd already been off at that stage.
Right, okay. Okay.
And he has managed to stay on the lap.
Shea Adam, what do you have?
Nick Tandy is currently scored as the lead in GTLM. That just switched over. Connor DeFilippi, he came into the pit lane. The pit lane should still be closed as they're circulating around the safety car, but we'll have to check the cameras to see the next time they go by. I do not believe that the pit closed lights have been signaled off yet.
I would agree with that because I haven't seen the pit lane open note from race control on the round. I can't tell you if he's dropped off the lead lap. He may have. Yeah, there's damage to the back of that car. So thank you to our colleagues at NASCAR Productions who confirmed that visually. So that's been a nasty off for Juan Montoya as well, adding to the problems that car had earlier on. Well, cat pigeons amongst.
Burton has jumped up there to fourth. Allmendinger dropped back to fifth.
It's not raining. It's freaking pouring. It's pouring rain.
It's changed now.
Chastain almost hit the wall right there. He was really close to getting in the wall. They're going to have to back their pace up now. All these drivers, like we talked about it earlier, they've been learning how to do this, but it's completely changed now because it is absolutely pouring.
And how do these guys see without windshield wipers right now? I mean, we know the 10 and the 11, their windshield wipers are not working.
I think the ones that are working aren't helping.
Well, the 10's losing a lot of spots right here. Why does that matter? He and Harrison Burton, they are in a tight battle. This stage in is 8 to go. Harrison's up to 3rd. Chastain right now is down to 10th, and people coming from behind hard on him.
Oh, and into the wall, the 47. So now potentially an issue for Kyle Weatherman. Might bring the caution out here, but he's getting it back. It looks like he's going to get it back onto the asphalt. Sure enough, he will, and we stay green. This is what happened.
Oh boy,
Just lost. There's just no grip. I mean, it's just raining so hard.
Exxon leading right now is a huge story. When the 19 cars in the wall over here in the infield. The 9 cars breaking off. The leader.
The leader of the race
spun out.
just spun out.
All right, take back when I was 10 in the wall.
10 car.
Ross Chastain into the wall. His windshield wipers are working. Haley right now is out front, and we know his windshield wiper doesn't work either.
And remember what's on the plate for these guys. It's a playoff berth. They're trying to continue into this round, and now we see Harrison Burton in the 20. At this point, I would say start tiptoeing. Make sure you get to the finish. 7 more laps. Points are going to be awarded.
But he also could win this stage and get a playoff point. That would help him advance also if he gets into the next round.
Yeah, but I'm coaching him the opposite right now. The finish of this stage is the goal, Jeff. I don't want you to push because you can end up like this right here. Another car heavy in the barriers, and this may bring the caution out.
Tommy Joe Martins is stuck in the tire barriers as we see the 6.
Oh, there's a couple cars in the fence over there.
There's
another one in the wall.
Just dove into the fence.
I think they got to throw the yellow here because you got cars sitting there.
Austin Hill
off the racetrack.
Here's the 99 McLaughlin.
You got more cars piling into that area. I think it's fair to say grip level's low.
Yeah. The caution has come out. You see there, Mills also in the 5.
And there's a car you don't even see in that view.
Also
in the front. Yeah, look at that. There's
the 61.
Right. Disaster.
I've been doing this for a long time, been in this sport for a long time. I've never seen a situation like this.
Corner. They battled on to the next round of stops, but it had to go to the garage. They lost 2 laps while the damage was repaired. David Pittard had a rather wild ride coming downhill. He was off the road and back on again, but fighting the BMW, he just about kept it away from anything solid, but it was a decent recovery as then off the road went Alex Buncombe. Now, this was where things started to really change, because not only was he off the road causing a full course yellow, but the heavens finally opened. He tried to get back to the pits on his slick tyres, but just aquaplaned the next couple of corners. And then as the light went, the lightning came, the rain got heavier and heavier and heavier. The race briefly restarted. Matteo Drudi had a big spin, and the net result of that was that we had another full course yellow period for the final hour and a bit, in which the savvy teams quickly pitted to reset the stint time and get to the end. And one of those that did so was Matteo Drudi. One of those that did so was the winning BMW. And ultimately, number 34 would put itself into the lead, a lead it was never to lose as we were under yellow flag conditions to the very end. A race win and a championship win for Augusto Farfus and Nick Katzberg, joined for the race by Sheldon van der Linde. It has been another amazing race. Thanks for your company. From a bedraggled Gemma Scott in the pits, from John Watson and David Addison trackside, it's goodbye from the Kyle Army 9 Hour.